Welcome and good afternoon. My name is Rashid Zia, and as Dean of the College, it is my sincere pleasure to welcome you here today and preside over today's celebration. We will begin our ceremony this afternoon with the university's land acknowledgement, followed by the singing of our national anthem by the Brown University Chattertalks. Please attend to our land acknowledgement. Brown University is located in Providence, Rhode Island, on lands that are within the ancestral homelands of the Narragansett Indian tribe. We acknowledge that beginning with colonization and continuing for centuries, the Narragansett Indian tribe have been dispossessed of most of their ancestral lands in Rhode Island by the actions of individuals and institutions. We acknowledge our responsibility to understand and respond to those actions. The Narragansett Indian tribe, whose ancestors stewarded these lands with great care, continues as a sovereign nation today. We commit to working together to honor our past and build our future with truth. Please rise for the singing of our national anthem by the Brown University Chattertalks. And please remain standing afterward for our invocation by University Chaplain, Reverend Janet Cooper Nelson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was there. Oh,
Let us pray. Brunonians all, in this moment of celebration of a journey nearly complete, we rise to ask blessing on these stars of Brown's rising generation. Though skies darken and winds blow chill, ours are newly illumined by the light of the accomplishment and promise of these new scholars, whose research, friendship, and industry, engaged during their season on College Hill, now reach completion of a long-sought journey, adorned with gifts, earned and entrusted, prepared to set forth in hope, fit to discharge their offices of life with usefulness and reputation, graced and troubled by compassion and nuanced understanding. Hear our gratitude for their season on College Hill, this great university's blessings of teaching, friendship, and benefactors, and most especially for their families and beloved guardians, those who loved, taught, and supported them. We owe them all a great debt. In this season of uncertainty and joy, of wintry blast and bright celebration, of fear and dearly held hope, bless our rejoicing for this moment, which is both completion and beginning. May the bright cords of friendship that shine today strengthen us as a Brown family. May this new constellation of rising Brunonian stars set forth now in blessing ever true, grateful to share their generation's charge, to shine with and to confer worth and dignity on, and always to be a blessing. Amen. Please be seated.
Thank you, Reverend Kruger Nelson, and good afternoon again. My name is Rashid Zia, and as Dean, faculty member, and alumnus of Brown, it's my sincere pleasure to welcome you all. For those fortunate enough to have attended this event before, you will know that the mid-year completion ceremony is one of the most joyous events of the entire year at Brown. This event showcases how we as a community can come together to transform a time and place. This auditorium, a space in which many of us have spent countless hours in classes and exams, staging performances and debating ideas, will be transformed this afternoon through your presence and voice into a hall of celebration. Therefore, to begin our festivities, let's please practice raising our voices to thank those who made today's event possible. Could you please give a warm round of applause to our many colleagues in events, in facilities management, in media services, in public safety, and in the college and campus life who helped make this event a reality. Next, let us please lift up in applause those whose hopes and cares have lifted up the students in this room. Let us please applaud your families, friends, and loved ones, those who are here today in person and those who are here in spirit. And finally, let's please provide a loud and commanding welcome to you and your peers in the amazing class of 2024.5. For decades, the college has convened a mid-year completion ceremony to celebrate the achievement of students like you, students who are fortunate enough to be the members of not one, but two classes, students who have charted their own pathway through Brown. Whether you arrived as a mid-year transfer, took a leave of absence to found a venture or care for loved ones, or simply pursued opportunities to continue your studies a little bit shorter or a little bit longer, you will soon be completing your formal coursework with us at Brown. This ceremony is not meant to replace graduation. Many of you have already walked through the Van Wickle gates, and you are all welcome to walk through those gates again when your degrees will be officially conferred in May, and then every May thereafter as part of Commencement Weekend, the largest annual celebration of the Brown community. Today, though, is a moment just for you and your loved ones, your family and friends, your teachers and classmates. On this wintry and sunny day, we are together in this hall celebrating you and your classmates, celebrating the power of education and the light of hope provided through knowledge. Therefore, I wanted to help place this moment in context, because throughout recorded history, there have been traditions of communities gathering in winter near the solstice to celebrate the light of hope. For example, in Iran, where I was born, the longest night of the year is marked by a celebration called Shab Yalda, whose very name, the night of the birth or the night of the birth of light, implies it is the fusion of Zoroastrian and Judeo-Christian celebrations of the solstice. During Shab Yalda, friends and family convene together for warmth and community amid the longest night of the year, and then they stay up together all night eating and drinking, talking and dancing, keeping the night and darkness at bay with voices and laughter. And for those who are young, they stay up all night to watch the sunrise over the horizon, much like the sun in the brown seal overhead breaks through the crowds. Today, class of 2024.5, we are here in community to celebrate you and your achievements, your hope and light that provides warmth and comfort to us all. We are so very proud of you and all that you will achieve beyond these walls. We do not know what comes next, but we do know that it'll be better because of you and your classmates, your generosity and talents, your ingenuity and your compassion. To bring you all good fortune in all of your endeavors and prepare the stage warmly for our student speakers, it's my pleasure to welcome Brown Lion Dance to perform for us. Thank you, Brown Line Dance, for that wonderful performance. It has been a university tradition since the very first class, more than 250 years ago, to hear directly from students completing their degrees. Today, Brown Class of 2024.5, we will hear from two of your classmates. It is my pleasure to introduce our first speaker, Imani Stewart. Imani is a gender and sexuality studies concentrator. I'm supposed to embarrass you for a second. Imani Stewart is a gender and sexuality studies concentrator from Maryland. As a member of Brown's accomplished Resume undergraduate education RU cohort, Imani's studies have been informed by her previous experience as a licensed pharmacy technician. Imani transferred to Brown after earning her associate's degree from the Community College of Baltimore County. At Brown, Imani has been a Stone Inequality Fellow at the Watson Institute, participated in one of Brown's inaugural semester internship programs, and studied abroad in Athens. Imani has focused her scholarship on exploring entrepreneurship and identity, in addition to honing her established love for portraiture. Please join me in welcoming Imani.
Good afternoon. What a great celebration. This moment is a culmination of many days and too many all-nighters spent working on assignments in the library, at home, and even on vacation. Let today be a retrospective on all the lessons we've learned. We can feel proud that, despite all the twists and turns along the way, we have completed this chapter of our journeys. Let's take a moment and think back to how we felt when we were accepted at Brown. Those feelings of accomplishment, gratitude, and excitement for what's to come. I felt all of these emotions when I received my Brown acceptance letter. I went from community college to matriculating into a cohort of only 10 resumed undergraduate education students. As Brownians, we've benefited from the flexibility the open curriculum provides to pursue our passions, from the big picture goals like our concentrations to the more fleeting semester-long endeavors. The coursework we do at Brown can become a foundation for change. We have been equipped to build lives and careers that are true to who we are, not just what's expected of us. As students both on and off campus, we have been bestowed with knowledge and experiences that have led us to new understandings of not just the world at large, but how we fit into it. My own perspective was changed for the better while taking the visual arts class, Studio Foundations. I learned to see art in ways which challenged the solitary dominant white gaze and explored my identity through self-portraiture using digital and traditional media. One of my favorite aspects of Brown is the ability students have to create our own independent study projects. I underwent this process to explore a topic I felt compelled to investigate: the history and impact of Black women's labor in America, an interest which I explored for the rest of my time at Brown. This topic was inspired by my experience joining one of the over 500 student organizations on campus, Van Wickle Ventures, Brown student-run venture capital fund and club. There, I learned that Black women were underrepresented as both investors and investees. When I began researching this phenomenon, I found startling statistics. According to a 2020 report, Black women founders received a median seed round funding nearly $2.5 million less than the national median. Crunchbase showed me that only 0.2%, 0.2 of venture capital dollars went to companies founded by Black women that year. This disparity both motivated me to connect with the Black women entrepreneurs in the Brown community and inspired me to focus my studies on Black women in labor to uncover possible solutions. I know my experience is not unique. Many of us at Brown have been inspired to pursue lifelong passions. Through Brown's study abroad programs, I was able to expand my scholarship to a global scale. In spring 2023, I was awarded a Gilman Scholarship to study abroad at College Year in Athens. At first, Greece might not seem like an obvious place to explore Blackness. However, it was there that I connected with the Afro-Greek community. I learned that their experiences with entrepreneurship and citizenship reflect larger global conversations about the complexity of race, labor, migration, and belonging. These themes likely resonate with many of us. Our Brown education is a foundation to challenge us to create global impact. Brown has given all of us the opportunity to see the economic and social structures at work in the world. We can shape these structures to better society for everyone. Let us take the insights that we have gathered through our studies, extracurriculars, and communities to help create something much bigger and even better than ourselves. A number of us have spent time exploring the cultures that align with our identities. I've personally found that this work extends beyond borders. My inquiry into Blackness showed me the importance of connecting with cultures around the world. I learned the global influence of the African diaspora, and I engaged in movements which champion Black rights and equity internationally. I encourage all of my fellow Brunonians, especially Black Brunonians, to join me in continuing to deepen our understandings of our global presence. With this knowledge, we can continue to strengthen our collective voice. We can bridge the distance between diasporas and stand in solidarity with communities worldwide. As we all prepare to take our next steps beyond campus, I implore us to remember how much we have accomplished here. Analyze the roots that have grown from the seeds planted during our studies at Brown. Then consider how, like a garden flourishing under the sun, we can help each other grow, nurtured by the knowledge, experiences, and connections we've cultivated together. We have undergone a powerful transformation. We are no longer the students we were when we first arrived. We are stronger, wiser, and ready to step out into the world as change makers who will shape the future. Although challenges along the road are inevitable, we will be ready to meet them with purpose and passion, believing all the while that the world can and will be better because of the work we do. We've done it here. We can do it again tenfold. Congratulations, Brown class of 2024.5. Now let's go out there and make a difference.
Thank you, Imani. Our next student speaker is Anne-Marie Quinar, who also goes by AMKMQ. Anne-Marie Quinar is a Brown RISD dual degree scholar completing both a Bachelor of Fine Arts at RISD in painting with film studies and a Bachelor of Arts at Brown in International and Public Affairs. As you may know, we often begin by mentioning where our speakers call home, and Anne-Marie calls many places home, having grown up in Nigeria, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, South Africa, and the United Kingdom. On College Hill, AMQ's academic pursuits have centered on development economics, post-colonial cultural production, and Afro media. And she has woven together her interdisciplinary passions to explore the transformative power of art and policy. Please join me in welcoming Anne-Marie.
Thank you so much for that lovely introduction, and thank you, Imani, for your beautiful speech. I'm here today to talk with you about the art of becoming. Throughout my life, I have constantly found myself at the crux of two poles. Whether it was the Brown RISD dual degree program, being Ghanaian Nigerian, or living with bipolar disorder, I painfully uncovered that I was situated in this exact spot of existential tension. A tension so great between two valid states of being, two different ways of seeing, and multiple means to approach a life, that it was hard to avoid. To be candid, this was confusing and destabilizing for a very long time. I learned to keep up the appearances of having everything together while I stretched my arms across these two posts, and ultimately, it became unsustainable. I was very good at embodying who I felt I had to be, masking. And this became even more potent when I came to Rhode Island to do the dual degree program, as I spent 6 years feeling part of two institutions, but sometimes part of none. This was both such a blessing and such a weight at the same time. I was living my dreams in my absolute dream program, and yet I was tearing apart at the seams. These feelings soon collided with my thinning facade of stretched composure, along with undiscovered health issues, and soon I found myself completely and utterly lost. Despairing, I had to fall apart to come back together, to find my way back to myself through new beginnings. I had to fall apart so that I could become again. Sometimes we all have to do that. Become a new thing, made of the old and embracing the now. Becoming a meld of the two. An acceptance of multiple truths, of multiple ways of being and seeing. A marriage of the old and the new within the birth of the present, and a constant sense of gratitude for what we experience along the way. This realization that the journey and tension between who we were and who we are becoming is actually the most important part of the process is what truly freed me to become my best self. The gratitude we hold for who we are in pursuit of our best selves is our greatest superpower because it provides us the fuel to keep going. It is an art, if you will. The same way that a painter learns to paint a color better and better each time is how we all approach this process of becoming. Acknowledging the importance of process over product and getting better with each step along the way. Sometimes, when you're so highly accomplished, like all of us sitting here today, completing our seasons at Brown, we're so focused on our brilliance and making steps towards the next goal that we can be hard on ourselves, forgetting to stop and take a look at the sun shining in on the way out of the door. During our time here at Brown, we've been challenged to become architects of our own education. But even more than that, we've been challenged to participate in this special process of becoming. Whether it is through our exploration of the open curriculum, the cultural dynamism that disperses itself through our campus, or the multitude of opportunities to learn more about ourselves, we have all been indoctrinated into this perpetual growth process. This art of self-direction guides us as we chart our future individual paths. And as we prepare to go out into the world as creative thinkers and intellectual risk takers, it is important that we recognize all that has brought us here today. Every journey, every mistake, every lesson, they have all brought us to our greatness as we complete our degrees today. There's been nothing universal about our time at Brown, and this atypical journey has now prepared us to go out into the world to pioneer new ways of thinking, being, and seeing. There's an indescribable beauty when witnessing someone in a state of transcendence, whether a human or a butterfly, Much like a butterfly unaware of the beauty of their own wings, we often cannot see the full extent of our own radiance, even as it shines clearly to others. This is why it is the dedication to this process of transformation and the belief that our highest selves exist no matter what we do that will continue to get us through our life. This liminal space of becoming is something that we are always going to be grateful for as we work towards our highest goals. The fact that we have worked this hard to get this far at a university like Brown is testament enough. So we might as well use this moment to remember to slow down and enjoy the scenery along the way, and to celebrate our perpetual state of becoming. One day when we are all older and accomplished, these are the times that we will look back on fondly, because we will recognize that we were sowing the seeds of our future lives and disparate experiences. And as we begin our well-deserved ascent into our varying career paths, it is important that we make sure to not miss out on our lives while we get it together. Let us cherish each moment of our journeys, for they will one day be beautiful and interesting plot markers in the screenplay that is our life. Truthfully, the challenges and beauty of our transformative processes build the armor we need to face our future destinies. They remind us to trust in our divine paths, focusing less on potential pitfalls and more on the overarching purpose of why we do what we do. It is so inspirational that we can find the space to be working with ourselves, whilst also learning more about who we are and who we are coming to be. To speak even more to the people in the room that we are celebrating today at this mid-year completion ceremony, I would like to posit that we revel in our in-betweenness, not just in a literal way, by way of our December graduation, but also in the entire metaphysical sense of who we are. We are celebrating our constant state of becoming, and that is not only an art, but something to marvel at. We must remember that we have worked really, really hard. We have worked really hard for all of the things that are happening in our lives right now, and we really just have to own that. We have to own that we deserve to harvest the fruits of our labor while commemorating every version of ourselves that got us here. Everything is coming together exactly as it should. So, as we celebrate all of our efforts and unconventional journeys to this point today, let us rejoice in the gratitude for the beauty in our growth and the process of getting here. No matter the trials or tribulations, we all deserve to be so proud of ourselves, so proud. So, here's to many more states of becoming. Congratulations, class of 2024.5. I am so excited to see what the future holds for us.
Thank you so much, Anne-Marie, and thank you, Imani, again, for those inspiring speeches. Now I would like to welcome Wendy Sheridan to help with the highlight of today's festivities. In a few moments, we will present to you the students who will be completing their degrees this month. Friends and families, please join me in congratulating the class of 2024.5. At this point, I'm supposed to ask you to hold your applause until all the names are read, but let's please disregard that advice. Since we're here to celebrate all these wonderful students, let's please do our very best to applaud each and every one of these mid-year completions. Let's let them know that we are here to support and celebrate them.
Imani Stewart. Anne-Marie Quaynor. Jonathan Black. David Gralla. Braylon Head. Kevin Cross. Austin Alley. John Doty. Michael Paul Kopach. Kane Walker. Dale Dolan Zelaznik. Kayleen Vicent. Rebecca Watterson. Natalie Nixon. Willow McIntosh. Jay Sarva. Linus Sun. Andrew Cho. Lily Swain Moore. Sasha Estes. Harley Noble. Tema Zeldis Zrock. Alaire Valentine Keynes. Justin Ekstrom. Sulai Restrepo. Julia Hitty. Imogen Govan. Beatrice Huang. Catherine Lee. Ellis Ward. Vinny Amit Rachamdani. Nora Yi Nuo Kai. Isabel Santola. Angela Way. Constance Fernandez Marangian. Phoebe Fernandez Marangian. Xander Chen. Duncan Juraitis. Ethan Grabowski. Alex Zeng. Andrew Shu. Celine Ertigan. Yichi Wang. Tobias Tetamonte. Jaden Johnson. Vaibhav Dujirala. Vishwas Dujirala. Charlie Adams. Scott Gustafson. Levi Pilar. Taha Kina. Benjamin Lee. Nadia Tan. Will Nussbaum. Eleanor Tapping. Quinn Erickson. Chloe Lamont Dobbin. Anna Luisa Santana Arantes. Enhua Holtz. Rohan Churukuro. Nade Saedir. Brooklyn Mana. Isha Modi. Yukti V. Agrawal. Sadaya Cox. Nick Wee. Henry Murgis. Sarah Roberts. Hamza Chamdia. Rohit Ponce.
Thank you so much, Wendy, and congratulations again to the class of 2022. promised it would be a lively room. So, with that, it is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, the 19th president of Brown University, Christina H. Paxson.
Thank you, Dean Zia. I am very, very excited to be here as we recognize and celebrate our mid-year graduates, the great Brown University class of 2024.5. Congratulations. And would you please all give another round of applause to Amani and AMQ for amazing. Thank you. So to the family members and friends of our amazing graduates, thank you so much for joining us today. I know that your support has meant the world to them during their time at Brown, and it will beyond, and to our students. I hope you feel just a great sense of accomplishment today. You have absolutely earned the joy that comes with this moment. You may have some papers and finals still to do, but for today, just revel in the joy and the accomplishments that you have. You are graduating from Brown at an undeniably complex time. There are no shortage of pressing issues to be addressed: global security, ethics of artificial intelligence, political divisions, environmental sustainability. I could go on. These and others are among the most important challenges of our times. I'm not noting these challenges to make you feel despondent about your futures, just the opposite, far from it. I want you to leave Brown with a clear-eyed understanding of the moment we're in, and I want you to think seriously about how graduating into this world right now will affect your life trajectory. How you do this is your choice. You chose things while you were at Brown, you have choices coming ahead. You enter your post-graduation world incredibly empowered. You may not fully realize it yet, but you have all of the beneficial knowledge and experiences that a degree from Brown confers, and you have the privilege of choosing how to use that power to make change in the world that might help a divided world, it might help protect an imperiled planet. And I am confident, fully confident, that you will do this in the most splendid way possible. All of you have accomplished so much during your time at Brown. You have launched startups, and you've contributed to research, and you've partnered with community organizations, and so much more. And you've learned from your professors and the amazing staff here at Brown, and from your classmates, probably most of all. Now, as you leave College Hill and segue into a changing world that really needs you now more than ever, you are more than well prepared. You leave as thinkers and builders and innovators. You leave as compassionate citizens with a keen sense of responsibility to make life better for others. So today, just let me say that I could not be prouder of all of you for completing your degree requirements on your own terms. The lives you lead after Brown will be unique. As diverse and wide-ranging as the experiences that brought you to Brown, the experiences that you have while you were here. My hope for all of you is that in your lives going forward, regardless of what you do, regardless of where you find yourselves, you work to address the pressing issues of our lives with empathy and nuance and understanding. And that you treasure the fact that you can accomplish more and do better when you work together in unity with others. So I offer you my very best wishes for a lifetime of fulfillment and joy. I encourage all of you to come back to campus often. You have the luxury of being able to go to 2 reunions rather than 1, right? You can come as often as you want, really. And I offer you all the best. And just know that all of Brown will be cheering you on always, and I can't wait to see what you do next. So congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, President Paxson. Before we conclude, I'd like to take a moment to thank our speakers again, Anne Marie, Imani, President Paxson, Reverend Cooper Nelson, for the words that they shared for this special occasion. Thank you, Lindsay Garcia and Wendy Sheridan from the college, as well as all the colleagues from University Events, Dining Services, Facilities Management, Media Services, and the Office of University Communications who helped make this celebration possible, especially Danielle Izzy St. Pierre. Thank you, Abby, Brittany, Janet, Jose, Kate, Katie, Meg, Nicole, and Sunji for helping the show run joyfully. Thank you to all the staff working behind the scenes to stream this event around the globe, including Connor, Jovi, Gracie, Jomar, Kyle, and Paul. Thank you to Caroline, Dawn, Janet, Jim, Joel, Kelly, Corin, Peggy, Rachel, and Tejal for guiding and accompanying our completers today. Thank you to Brown Lion Dance and the Chatter Talks for your wonderful performances. And thank you all for your participation. In a few moments, the Chatter Talks will return to the stage to lead us in singing the Brown Alma Mater, which, if you don't know the words, is on the back cover of the program. You are welcome to join us, even if it's your first time in this tradition. Following the song, please wait while the platform party and deans leave the stage and lead the mid-year completers out of the hall. You can help us to applaud the .5ers as they leave, and then we'll reconvene in Sales Hall just next door for a reception immediately following this event. So in short, we will sing together, clap as students follow the deans to process out, and then please exit the hall to rejoin us next door for a reception in Sales Hall. With that, let me please welcome the Chatter Talks to the stage for the alma mater.
Alma mater, we hail thee with loyal devotion, and bring to thine altar our offering of praise. Our hearts swell within us with joyful emotion as the name of Old Brown in loud chorus we raise. The happiest moments of youth's fleeting hours we've passed neath the shade of these time-honored walls, and sorrows as transient as April's brief showers have clouded our life in Brunonia's halls.